Hey guys, and welcome to Transgender Fender Bender, the show where I document the car crash that is my transition. I am so sorry, I'm sorry, baby. You good? He's good. Ben has allergies. Don't worry, I've already gave him an antihistamine. Transgender Fender Bender. It's my new series where I talk about my transition. It's first episode of this. So I figured out what a better way to start than how do we get here. Also, I'm not doing makeup today. I can't be. Yes, I know. I want to do makeup for these videos. I'm getting better at it. It's part of the transition. Give me a break. Oh, I gotta do voice training. I will do that. It is so hard doing the vocal training. I always forget to do the vocal training. My cat, I promise you, I'm not just using him for views. I mean, I am, but also, he really just wanted to be in the room, so I'm gonna keep him here. Hope everyone's okay with me having a cute little tuxedo cat in my room while I record this. I'm sure you all hate it. So let's start with the early signs, because there were signs. So supposedly my transgender journey starts before I can even remember things to the first time I chose clothing, supposedly. This is a story my mum told me a while ago, like a few years ago, and apparently mum took me to Primark and she did that thing. Apparently it's a thing parents do sometimes where I was old enough to know what I wanted, so she put me down in the kids section and said, go pick something to wear. And apparently I ran to the dresses and she said no, and apparently I was dragged off kicking and screaming into men's clothes. So I mean, it was 2004-ish when I probably did that, so I'm not blaming my mum, but yeah, there were signs. So another early sign is I never really liked boys stuff, whatever that was. Like, people like fights and gross stuff. Like, I remember snot being a big thing on the TV at the time. I don't know. There's all this gross stuff, and I really preferred the girl stuff, like dolls. I mean, not like Barbie dolls. Oh, no. I couldn't have a Barbie doll because I needed to prove to everyone I was a boy. So, I had action men. I didn't really care that much about the action men. I mostly played with the little cars that came with them. They were very cool. I did steal my sister's Barbies on occasion. But yeah, I just like playing with toys. And yeah, that's the closest you're going to get to early stuff. My concept of gender developed real slow. So in primary school, I never fit in with the boys. I didn't think boys should be hanging out with the girls because, you know, we had that heated rivalry. Not heated rivalry. I'm not saying that. I don't have Apple TV. It's on Apple TV. I don't have whatever it's on. So yeah, so there was that always thing, like boys versus girls thing, which I never really quite got because I had two sisters, and I liked my sisters. So I was like, I like hanging out with the girls, but also I shouldn't be hanging out with the girls. So I never really hung out with the girls. I never bothered making friends with the girls. But I didn't like what the boys did. I did not like football or roughhousing. I was also a very sensitive kid. Like, I was the kind of kid who fall over, whine the entire day. Like, I was a diva. So I remember this time when I was learning to spell my name. I don't really want my dead name in videos, so I'm gonna go with Ghost Queen. Yes, I'm gonna Ghost Queen. That's the fill-in dead name because she's dead. Oh my god, Ghost Queen. That's my dead name now. It's Ghost Queen because she's dead. She's a ghost. I'm spelling my name right. I'm like, my mom's like, write G, right G, right G, and I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to spell my name here. I'm pretty sure there's not 3 G's in Ghost Queen. And my mom was like, no, you're just learning how to do the letters. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm learning the whole name. And I got so frustrated that I cried. I'm pretty sure my mom was following the instructions more properly than 3-year-old me. By primary school, by the way, the reason why 3-year-old nursery reception, I'm counting those as primary school. I'm not actually 100% sure if they are primary school, but I'm gonna count it because my nursery reception was attached to my primary school. I had full-on meltdown to the point where the teacher said, send that home. Yeah, I never wanted to play football. I was terrified of the ball hitting my face because I could not damage the money maker. No, I was just terrified of getting hit in the face with a ball and then breaking my nose or feeling any measurable amount of pain, actually, because why do people play football or do sports to begin with? While I was a child, another child came up to me, who I found out later had a queer parent, and was talking about how they wanted to be a boy when they grew up. And I was like, what? You're a girl, how do you be a boy? And they're like, you can take a medicine and it'll turn you into the opposite gender. I was like, wow, that's a cool concept. And then from that point on, I didn't think of it for a good few years. It's just a thing. I was like, cool. By the way, if you ever explain hormones to a kid, that's how you explain trans people to a kid. You just say they take medicine and it changes. I guarantee from experience, as a former child myself, the kids don't care. Kids do not care. And that's pretty much all for primary school. I just learned the concept of transitioning, I guess. Wow, I learned that early on. Let's spread the trans... No, okay, it's not an agenda. I tried my best not to get a right-wing audience. I know my audience is small enough where it could swing in that direction. I could get a right-wing hater audience. So let's avoid that, shall we? So in high school, I learned about misogyny in high school. I was like, what? People treat girls and boys different? That's not good. Because girls are so much better than boys. Why would you want to be a boy? Why would you treat the girls good? Yeah, I learned that misogyny exists, and I was like, why would you be misogynistic? Girls are so cool. Then I was, doing the early 2000s internet-y stuff, and someone who I was talking to on a forum was like, sounds like you're trans, buddy. I was like, what's that? So I googled it, and it felt right. It felt like a good describer of what I was. So I was like, cool, I'm trans. Then I got super excited because I was like, gender medicine. See from earlier, gender medicine. That's cool as hell. I'm gonna take that. I could actually be. I completely, the concept of gender medicine left my brain. And then as soon as I found out what trans was, and it just kind of all came back. I was like, wait, I could do this. I could be one of the cool girls. And then I came out. Yay! 12-year-old April comes out as trans. How do you think it went? Yep. So it didn't go too well. I'm gonna not talk about super negative stuff on this, but my parents, though, were not supportive. They were not unsupportive. They weren't telling me, oh, you're going to hell. They weren't the most actively supportive. They were just kind of neutral on it, which is, I guess, better than outright transphobia. But I love my parents though. They got so much better in the future. But yeah, no, they weren't super actively supportive back then. Then the internalized transphobia came. I kind of thought that the fact that there wasn't active support meant that something was wrong with me, and silently started judging other trans people, which not okay. I just kind of wish I was a cis woman at that point. And it's funny, in my fantasies, I'll be like, I wonder what it would like to be cis. Idealizing cis people for some reason. And I was like, even in my fantasies, I was a cis woman, not a cis man. I thought the idea of being a cis man was horrible. I mean, you gotta go to pubs and watch football? No thank you. And then, because it was high school, I went to a lot of parties. Every single time when I got drunk, I came out as trans. And people thought I was too drunk to remember, so they generally it was kind of like a thing where people knew, but they didn't know if I was actually out because I told it at a drunk at a party. So it kind of felt a bit like people didn't care, when it was definitely my fault that, I was drunk off my booty. Avoiding censorship. Ooh, I saved myself a whole 10 seconds there. And I picked a terrible name, which thankfully I decided was not for me. Which is good. I'm not saying what that name was. It was just it was my dead name, which, by the way, my dead name, not very easily transferable into a women's name. So I picked a name, a fake name. Ended up being a country, I think. It was a country or a town or something in Africa. So that's cool. I'm glad I didn't pick that, because that would have been weird. But yeah, April's a cool one, because that's normal. That's much more normal. And then in college, I kind of definitively came out, but soft launch, I was 2017? So I came out soft launch in 2017, because as a trans person, as any queer person will tell you, you don't come out just once, you come out many, many times. So I came out, made some friends, and I told them, and it was kind of wild. So basically, I told them in like a group Snapchat. I just like mentioned it, and then my phone died. Like, oh my god. So I messaged everyone in this group chat, then my phone died, and I was freaking the F out. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god. I just told everyone I'm trans. They might reject me. They might all hate me now. Like rushing to turn on the tablet. Turned on the tablet. I logged into Snapchat. I was like, a few messages saying like, cool, congrats. I'm not really a big fan of that friend group. I kind of dropped out of that friend group. Dysphoria got worse. Because suddenly it wasn't just like I need to come out. It was like, what do I do now? I didn't really know what I was gonna do once I told everyone. And I started talking to my current friends that I still talk to this day, actually. 3 of them that I talk to this day. There are a few good ones in there that I still talk to every now and then, but mostly it's Matt, Joe, and Doodles. And they're good friends to this day, and they're very much supportive in all my trans endeavors. Yeah, they're based as hell. But I was still depressed. I didn't know what I was doing, so I got a gender clinic. Because I was so depressed, like, I was like, I need to do something. This for it. So I got onto a gender clinic, and I found the support I needed, and I got put on hormones, and for the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years, I've been taking those, and I got boobies, which I'm still quite chubby, so it's hard to see, but these are real. I got put on hormones, and then I got a terrible job at a, let's just say, bakery. It's not a good bakery. It's a very British bakery. It's not the one you're thinking of, but it's one that's a knockoff of that. So I got a job at a terrible bakery, and then I had to come out again, and I've been taking hormones, and I'm like, they did respect it, but it was very hard to change. And instead of just correcting themselves, they do a whole spiel to make themselves feel better. I'm like, just it's fine. It's advice for cis people. If you have a trans friend and you accidentally dead name them, just say, oh, sorry, and then use their new name. That's it. That's all you have to do. So I had my name legally changed. At that point, pretty much everyone was found it easy, which is good because, it was my legal name at that point. I left that place. And that's kind of where I'm at now. I went back to my old job. It's good. It's a decent job. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can remember from that last job because it was terrible. It was a very demanding job. And pretty much all I can remember is changing my name was very useful. But now my name is legally changed. The hormones are finally kicking in because I got one of these. I need a better one. But pill caddies. Now, seriously, trans people who are taking pills, get one. Actually, I just advise anyone to get one if they're taking pills regularly. Especially if you're neurodivergent like me, because I forget, did I take my pill? Did I not take my pill? If I've got a little box, and I open the box and it's empty, then I didn't take my pill. That's all you need. And if you think, oh, I think I took it today, but I'm not 100% sure, just check it. I often check it before I go to bed anyway, just to be 100% sure. And that's how I've been consistent, and now changes are happening. And I'm learning makeup, which is ironic because I'm not wearing makeup this video. I also noticed that after I wore makeup a few times, I'm like, I like myself a lot more without makeup as well now. I wonder why that is. My sister said she has a similar thing where after she's worn makeup, she's like, damn, I look pretty without makeup. I don't know what that is. It's a weird phenomenon. But now I'm working on getting better clothes. I mean, not better than the froggy shirt. The froggy shirt's great. The only problem is now that I got boobies, it looks like it's grabbing my boobies. But like, it's a peace sign. It's yeah. I know this one's a bit silly and subtle, and people probably don't notice, but I have changed my casual hairstyle from both in the front to one in the front, and that feels more femme. I'm doing voice training, and I'm slowly dismantling my internalized transphobia, and it's working. Like I'm not talking to any professionals about this. If you are struggling with this, maybe talk to professionals, but I'm doing a pretty good job on my own. Transphobia is going. Not feeding any of that. It's all positive trans vibes, isn't it, Ben? And yeah, so it kind of just feels like my journey's starting here. Like I've been medically transitioning for like 4 years now, and it just feels right. Like this feels like I'm starting it from here. It's hard to explain because I've been openly trans for like most of my life now. Like I'm 25. When I was 23, when I was 12, I came out for the first time, and when Funnily enough, it's the same year I became vegetarian. So that's funny. So most of my life I've been out, but this for some reason just feels like the start, and I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, it's cool. My name's legally different, which is a wild thing because that only happened like last year, and I've not been happier since for the longest time. It's cool that I have a supportive trans boyfriend as well, and very good ally friends. Ally. I love that ally meme. And also a queer sister. Like I'm in a pretty good spot. Anyone who's not in a good spot, hang in there. It can and probably will get better. That's a bit too sad, but yeah, this is just where I'm beginning. They're not all gonna be like this long. They're not all gonna be like a big spiel. Most of them are probably gonna be me just trying to make it boop, 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 boop. I don't know what this series is gonna be because it's just me documenting my transition. There'll probably be a compilation in like 5 years of my voice over time, but I don't know what's gonna happen, and that's kind of exciting but also kind of terrifying. Also, I'm like halfway through medical transition into what I want to do, so like it's kind of like it's a weird thing. Oh, also I have my face lasered. I always forget about that one. That one's a really good one, by the way. I had a thick stubble. I'll try and find a picture. I don't have that many pictures back then because like I hated the way I looked, but yeah, I had thick stubble. Like I could have grown like a big bushy beard if I wanted to. Now it's just like tiny little picks, and there's this one big patch here that spawns. But I only have to do it like every 2 days, which is great. And I have the softest skin now, and it's amazing. And I do have good biology when it comes to not getting spots, so that's probably why the hormones haven't done that. But yeah, it's very cool. My gender clinic is rad as hell. I know there are some bad gender clinics out there, but mine's good. If you're in Manchester, I would heavily recommend Indigo. I know the waiting lists are long for all these clinics, so hang in there. People are on waiting lists. The time, just once you've got it done, once you're on the waiting list, like you can just forget about it. The time will come. Although I remember being on the list. That's being on the list. Okay, so kind of yapping. So how do you like the new series? Like and subscribe if you want to support a trans person, and I guess watch my journey. There will be a playlist here, and a recommended video for you here. So yeah, I mean the playlist is only gonna have one video in at the moment, but you know, if you like watching this in like a few months, because it's supposed to be a monthly series, just watch it. See, this is one of the ones that it feels really awkward to record, so those are usually the best ones after the edit, which is quite funny. So hopefully, I guess this is a good one. Yes, this is a once-a-month series. Like, subscribe. You want to support a trans person and follow her journey. I do other videos as well. Have a good day. You want to say bye, Ben? You want to say anything? He just wants chicken. Okay, bye. Have a good day. Ow! You He scratched me. He forced me to edit a swear out. Have a good day. Bye. Ow. Okay, stop it, Ben. It's faded to blurry now, which means you can click off without worrying if you're gonna miss anything. Click on one of the links. Yeah, it's blurry. Okay.